The story begins with Yelena Belova standing on the edge of a skyscraper in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. She jumps, not to end her life, but to start her mission. His mission was clear: infiltrate, erase the secret files, and leave without a trace. Yelena infiltrates an OXE Group facility, tasked with erasing secret files that could expose Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. After planting explosives and wiping every trace, the building erupts in flames. Successful with her mission, Yelena returns to the United States and reunites with her adoptive father, Alexei Shostakov. Once the Red Guardian, a Soviet super soldier, Alexei now lives a quieter life as a bus driver, strangely content with his simple new routine.
Move to DC, best decision I ever made.
Oh,
But why do you ask this?
Curious, Alexei asked why Yelena had come to his house.
I wanted to talk to you about Valentina.
Unlike Alexei, who enjoys his quiet retirement, Yelena feels trapped in her current life. The missions may bring danger and adrenaline, but never joy. Since the death of her sister, Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, the scene shifts to a courtroom. Here we meet Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, director of the CIA and Yelena's manipulative handler. She is under investigation for her involvement in illegal experiments that used human subjects. Among those present is Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, now serving as a council member. Calm but watchful, Bucky oversees the trial, knowing that Valentina's secrets may shape the future of every hero and every villain.
Rumored human experimentation.
In this trial, Valentina faces the risk of prison and losing her position if proven guilty of conducting illegal human experiments. But with her trademark calm and cunning, she denies the accusations. Instead, Valentina argues that she is seeking advanced technology to replace the Avengers, who are now disbanded with some members dead. She warns that if Earth is attacked again, whether by another alien invasion or even the relatives of Thanos seeking revenge, humanity would be doomed without a new ultimate defense.
So you don't mind if this committee continues this investigation?
Oh, of course not.
After the trial, Valentina storms out, furious at her assistant. The accusations against her are not entirely false. Her company has indeed been running human experiments. One of the secret labs, located in Malaysia, was already destroyed by Yelena earlier. With the government now digging deeper, Valentina realizes she must erase the last trace of evidence, a hidden laboratory in the hills. Reluctantly, she assigns Yelena to carry out the mission.
You complete this last assignment for Oxen, you have a deal.
Okay.
It stores all of Ox Group's most sensitive assets. I'll add your biometrics to the system. You'll have full access.
And this is it, the last laboratory tied to Valentina. Yelena arrives and uses the entry code she was given, stepping inside with one clear goal: to destroy the place. She is confronted by another agent, dressed in a uniform resembling Captain America. His name is John Walker, known as the U.S. agent. Like Steve Rogers, Walker's strength comes from a special serum injected into his body. Then appears a third agent, Taskmaster, also sent to destroy the lab. Just as the three clash in a fierce fight, a fourth figure arrives, Ava, the ghost, whose body can vanish and pass through solid matter. They fought each other with the same goal: to destroy the evidence and kill anyone who came to the place to interfere. At first, they didn't realize that they had actually been trapped to kill each other, with the purpose of eliminating the evidence completely, including themselves. In the chaos and misunderstanding, Taskmaster, able to mimic every move of an opponent, ends up shot by Ghost. And just as the three aim their weapons at one another, suddenly, But then, all the exits slam shut, and appearing among them is a fifth figure, not an agent at all, but a mysterious young man named Bob. No one knows how he managed to end up in a place like this. With no way out, Yelena, Walker, and Ava reluctantly call a truce. For now, they must work together to find a way to unlock the sealed doors and escape the lab alive.
Okay. It's clear we have all worked for Valentina in some sort of shadow ops capacity.
I clearly am supposed to bring you in.
That was funny. Thank you. We needed that.
After explaining their missions to one another, the truth is revealed. All three share the same handler, Valentina. It becomes clear that she deliberately sent them here to kill each other, erasing all witnesses and evidence of her illegal experiments.
We are the evidence, and this is the shredder. She wants us gone.
Confident in her powers, Ava, the ghost, decides to leave them behind. She prepares to phase through the solid walls and escape alone.
No. And goodbye.
But the doors are more than reinforced steel. They're laced with ultrasonic waves that disrupt Ava's phasing ability. In other words, all four of them are now truly trapped.
Do you want me to have it? I need it. The hell is that?
It's an incinerator.
Moments later, a siren blares, followed by a countdown. The entire facility is about to self-destruct, burned to erase every trace. Time is running out, and Yelena with the others must think fast or die inside with the secrets of Valentina.
Come on, let's go.
What exactly are we looking for?
While searching for a way out, Walker stumbles upon an empty crate, one that strangely seems connected to Bob. There's no time to question it, as Yelena urgently calls Walker to help destroy the core machine powering the sealed doors. The explosion that follows knocks Yelena unconscious, sending her into a dreamlike state. There, she relives the darkest traumas of her life. But what's truly unsettling is the sudden appearance of Bob, mysteriously intruding into her dream, as if he doesn't belong there. When Yelena regains consciousness, Walker suddenly lashes out, blaming Bob, whose background remains a mystery. But with her calmer nature, Yelena manages to hold Walker back and protect Bob, the naive and seemingly clueless young man.
Our tiny dicks. It was a lot of fun. And that darkness.
Avoid.
At the same time, Valentina, just returning from a lavish party with her assistant, receives alarming news. CCTV footage shows that Yelena and the other agents survived her deadly trap. Even more shocking, the video reveals Bob. The mysterious young man is in fact one of many experimental subjects once thought dead, but somehow he's still alive.
I want the full strike team mobilized. We need to end this now. Okay.
Unbeknownst to Valentina and her assistant, the taxi driver they hired is none other than Alexei, Yelena's adoptive father. Hearing them mention that his daughter is in danger, Alexei immediately changes course, determined to save her.
And he'd had a real rough go before that.
Upon seeing Bob's data, they realize that their experiment might have been successful.
It might actually work.
Oh my god.
Back at the laboratory, Walker and Ghost manage to blast through a wall, revealing the shaft of an old elevator that should lead to the surface. But the lift is dead, leaving them trapped below once more. Now the four must think fast. The four attempt a desperate climb, pressing their backs against one another and using their legs to inch upward.
I have an idea.
Which one of you is wet?
Right. Left.
Just as they are about to reach the top, something strange happens. When Walker grabs Bob's hand to pull him up, his subconscious suddenly slips into a void-like dimension, surreal, dreamlike, and terrifying. Walker saw his past, remembering himself as a selfish father, absorbed in his own life. He only realized it when Yelena called out to him.
Walker. What the hell are you doing?
And when they are only a step away from freedom, Valentina and her forces are already waiting at the exit, ready to finish them off. Feeling like nothing more than dead weight, Bob offers to sacrifice himself so Yelena and the others can escape. But Yelena stops him.
Get down! Long way!
After defeating Valentina's soldiers, Yelena and the others quickly strip their uniforms and disguise themselves. Disguised as a medical team transporting the wounded, they manage to reach a security checkpoint. But trouble comes when a guard demands Yelena's identification and secret code. She freezes, unable to provide them, seconds away from being exposed. Then suddenly, the guard's attention is pulled away by chaos erupting behind them.
Over here! Want him toes up!
What the hell are you doing? Cease fire! Cease fire!
Bob suddenly launches into the air only to faint mid-flight. Whether it's because he can't control his powers or simply has a fear of heights, no one knows. His body plummets back down, triggering a surprisingly massive explosion. The blast flips over the vehicle carrying Yelena and the others, forcing them to continue on foot. As for Bob, Valentina wastes no time. Her forces retrieve him and bring him straight to headquarters, determined to study him as the key to her experiments.
Time to pivot. I'm gonna need a new team of scientists, and I want them there when we arrive. Okay. Let me know when our boy in the box gets to New York.
After walking nearly 10 kilometers, Yelena and the others are startled by the sudden arrival of a vehicle. To their relief, the driver is none other than Alexei, Yelena's adoptive father, coming to pick them up. Wearing his old superhero suit, Alexei proudly introduces himself to Walker and Ava. With a grin, he declares the birth of their new anti-hero squad, naming it after his old soccer team from the past, the Thunderbolts.
Of a team that can race to glory. A team that can bring light from the darkness. A team of heroes.
Yeah, go Thunderbolts.
Not long after, 3 of Valentina's vehicles close in from behind. Alexei tries to handle it his own way, hurling Molotov cocktails. But when that fails, Ava charges forward, attempting to use her phasing powers against the cars. Nothing seems to work. All they can do is dodge and hold their ground. Just when hope fades, help appears in the form of a roaring motorcycle, ridden by none other than Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier.
Bucky moves with lethal precision, taking down each armored vehicle chasing Yelena one by one. Every strike is calculated, every move stylish, turning the chase into a display of raw skill and controlled chaos. At first, Yelena and the others believe he's here to help them escape, but they couldn't be more wrong, because here, Yelena and her team find themselves bound and captured by Bucky, who suspects they are still tied to Valentina's schemes. Meanwhile, at the former Avengers compound, once Tony Stark's private facility, Valentina makes her move. Standing before Bob, she introduces herself with cold confidence, revealing pieces of her true plan, the dark purpose behind Project Sentry. Valentina reveals that Bob is one of the very few test subjects who survived the Sentry Project, a program designed to turn ordinary people into enhanced superhumans with extraordinary abilities. She tells Bob that if he truly wants to understand the full extent of his powers, there is only one path: to obey her every command and submit to her control.
I'm the only one who knows what your true potential is, Robert. Ready for the next lesson?
Back with Bucky and the captured Thunderbolts, Valentina's assistant suddenly calls. He reports that Valentina has secured Bob and warns just how dangerous it will be if she uses him for her own agenda. Time is running out, and Bucky is told he must act before it's too late. Realizing he can't do it alone, Bucky releases Yelena and the others. He asks for their cooperation to stop Valentina's madness. With a little motivational speech, something between a soldier's grit and a life coach pep talk, Yelena convinces the group to join forces. At last, they agree.
Yes!
Arriving at the old Avengers compound, Bucky and the team step out of the car and immediately clash with the guards outside. With the path cleared, they ascend to the upper floor where Valentina calmly awaits them, almost as if she had planned their arrival. And then,
Who are you all in? I'm not alone.
he appears. Bob. Or rather, no longer Bob, but Sentry. The new hero, radiating the power of 1,000 suns. A being said to be far stronger than any Avenger who ever lived. Because Bucky and the Thunderbolts are labeled criminals, Valentina wastes no time. She gives Sentry his first mission: destroy them all.
Sentry, your first mission is to take out these criminals.
Thunderbolts!
Hey! No! Bob, no!
Bob, who used to be weak and awkward, became strong after the training Valentina gave him. Even when outnumbered, he was able to hold his own. His confidence and skill had grown beyond anyone's expectation. Valentina watched silently, knowing her training had turned him into a formidable opponent. The fight continued, but now Bob wasn't just surviving, he was controlling the battle. Bob, now Sentry, proves unstoppable. Not only is he immune to bullets, but with a flick of his hand, he stops them midair using sheer telekinesis. Defeating him is impossible. Realizing this, Bucky and the Thunderbolts choose the only option left: escape. But when Valentina orders Sentry to finish them off, he refuses. Calmly, he declares that they are no threat, and that even if every Avenger were still alive and standing together, none of them could truly match his power.
They're not a threat to me, so why do I need to kill them?
You need to do what I say, Robert.
After a brief argument with Valentina, Bob finally realizes something. I'm the strongest man alive. Why should I take orders from some unstable ant in heels? It's here that Bob begins to grasp the truth of his identity. He isn't just strong, he's godlike. Perhaps even a god himself. Sensing the flicker of rebellion in his eyes, Valentina quickly pulls out a special control device. With a sharp click, Bob collapses, unconscious in an instant. Thanks to her assistant's quick reaction, Valentina's life is spared. Without wasting time, she orders him to summon every available unit to restrain Bob and drag him back to the laboratory. And then... something unexplainable happens. Bob suddenly transforms, his body wrapped in a shroud of pure black energy. A new form, darker, far more terrifying, is born. With this transformation comes a new ability.
Let me help you.
Bob can erase anyone he chooses, reducing them into nothing but living shadows. In seconds, chaos erupts. One of his strikes sends a helicopter spiraling into a building, turning the city into a battlefield of fire and panic. Amid the chaos, the Thunderbolts tried to save everyone. But some residents had already vanished into the void as Dark Sentry's powers began to engulf the city. Even a young girl nearly became a victim. Alexei managed to save her, but it was all in vain. She was pulled into Sentry's void before anyone could stop it.
You all know the truth.
While Bucky and the Thunderbolts rushed to save civilians, Yelena, bound by a strange personal connection to Bob, makes a desperate choice. She willingly steps into the swirling darkness, known only as the Void.
No, 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 no!
Seeing Yelena swallowed by the Void, Alexei can't stand idly by. As her adoptive father, he vows to follow her in, determined to bring her back home. And when Bucky and the others realize Alexei is ready to sacrifice himself, they refuse to let him go alone. Together they agree. They will all enter the Void. Yelena awakens in a place unlike any dream. This is the Void, not a dreamscape, but a dimension built from the deepest traumas of those trapped inside it. Realizing where she is, Yelena begins to move, and soon she stumbles into another's pain, Bob's trauma itself. And here comes the shocking truth. Bob is also trapped within the Void. The dark figure we saw before is not truly him, but his alter ego, the Void, a second personality born from the abuse he endured as a child, when his violent father constantly filled their home with fear and chaos. The real Bob is nothing like the monster outside. He is gentle, innocent, and kind, a soul who never wished to harm anyone. Seeing his broken state, Yelena tries to reach out to him. With quiet determination, she urges Bob to reclaim himself, to return to his true body, and not let his trauma dictate who he is.
Look out!
The Void fights back, its voice echoing through the black abyss, urging Bob to stay broken and silent forever. Just as the struggle turns desperate, Bucky and the Thunderbolts break into the dimension, standing beside Yelena to pull Bob out of the darkness.
Okay, how do we get out of here?
As far as I know, it's just endless rooms.
Meanwhile, the city outside grows darker, swallowed by waves of the Void's energy. In a last attempt to reclaim himself, Bob leads Yelena and the others to a chamber resembling a twisted laboratory, the very place where his alter ego was born. Here, he makes a choice, to fight his shadow with his own fists.
We're leaving.
Bob had to fight alone against the darkness after the rest of the team was pinned against the walls. The battle is brutal. Blow after blow, Bob pounds the Void into the ground, refusing to stop. But with each strike, the dark energy creeps deeper into his own body, threatening to consume him completely. Sensing the danger, Yelena rushes forward. She knows if Bob loses control now, he will be gone forever.
I'm here.
Through the power of love, friendship, and sheer teamwork, Bob finally regains control of his body. Instantly, everyone trapped within the Void is returned safely to the real world, unharmed. With the greatest threat now neutralized, one problem remains. Valentina, the root of all this chaos.
Maybe when we take her in,
Maybe when he does get his memory back, he...
We have half a second. Are we live?
Yelena and the team find themselves helpless. They are tricked onto a stage surrounded by the waiting press. With an immaculate expression, Valentina proudly introduces Yelena and the Thunderbolts to the world.
The new Avengers.
One month after the Thunderbolts went viral worldwide, Alexei tries, in his own awkward but endearing way, to make a random supermarket visitor recognize that he's now part of the new Avengers team. Sometime later, Yelena and her teammates officially take their place as the world's newest Avengers, complete with their own Avengers headquarters. Just as they begin to settle in, an alert flashes across the monitors. An object is hurtling toward Earth's atmosphere. For a moment, everyone assumes it's just a spaceship. But as the tension builds, it becomes clear that this is something far beyond anything they've faced before.
Extra-dimensional ship entering atmosphere.
And with that, the story ends. But the world will never forget the rise of the Thunderbolts. Heroes, forged from shadows, mistakes, and courage, now stand ready to face whatever the universe throws next. If you enjoyed Thunderbolts, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the bell icon so you won't miss more Marvel action and anti-hero stories. Bye-bye.